Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Studio Constructicon. This time around we have Scrapper. Now, Scrapper, of course, in the Generation 1 continuity was the leader of the Constructicons. And he also formed the right leg of Devastator. This time around, however, in Revenge of the Fallen, Scrapper seems to be more relegated to being a scout for the Constructicons, and he now forms the right arm. So, a bit of a change. At least he gets to be higher up on the giant. And of course, like all the other Studio Constructicons, he comes with a backdrop that features the pyramids. This, of course, was to reenact the scene from Revenge of the Fallen, where they all gathered together to merge into Devastator. At any rate, let's take a better look here at Scrapper. Of course, since he's made to be an adult collectible to be displayed, the left hand here does not detach and fire out as a weapon. So, if anybody was hoping for that, I'm sorry to disappoint you. But all in all, he is a sturdy robot. He is one of the few that I have had for quite a while now. And I will say he is one of them that I am somewhat impressed with. I do like the general way that he does look. Kind of having that wicked, alien, Frankensteinian look about him with the way his arms are different. I kind of like it. At any rate, let's take a look at his articulation. The way his head is set up, his head can be turned from left to right. The whole segment here with his neck rocks up and down. His arms can be raised out about so far. And his arms do rotate at the shoulder, but they only go up about so far. They don't fully rotate. Well, they're capable of it. It's kind of these hydraulics here on the side tend to get in the way. His arms do bend at the elbow. This one bends a little bit further than 90 degrees. And it has a swivel at the bicep. The right arm also bends totally at 90 degrees. It also has a swivel. But of course, since the right hand is done up as a claw arm, the claws on the end of it do open and close. His legs don't really spread apart very much. You can turn his legs at the knees, and they do bend slightly at the knee, so his articulation is a bit on the limited side, but it's just about enough to be interesting. Okay, to transform Scrapper, I'm kind of going to get his arms back down like so. Then they want us to open up his chest panel, fold his head inside. Once it clicks in there like that, then you can close the chest up, and that'll keep his head in. And we turn him around to the back side, because we're going to get the arms free from these black points here. We want them to disconnect from the body. Just like that. And then we raise up this section of the vehicle all the way up. Kind of like that. And then, of course, this piece here we want to fold downwards, because that piece is more used for Devastator. So we want it out of the way. Then we're going to fold out this cab down here. Reshift it a bit so that it's straightened at the back. And we're going to fold the arms inward like this, because we're going to get them to kind of line up like that. And then we turn them here at the elbow only. Then right here at their wrists, there's a post and a hole. That's where we'll bring them together. Let me double check things here real quick. Hold on. Okay, I did have something wrong here. We got to make sure that the cockpit is stretched out, because once we have the arms all lined up again, it connects to these two holes here on the forearm. I had a feeling I was missing something. Of course, when that's together, these guys should connect up, provided there's a little bit of looseness to realign them. Get everybody realigned, reconnected. There we go. Now we're making some progress. And then they're going to be folded underneath a bit. So they want us to also work with the claw, but that means we've got a detached thing. So make sure that the crane arm, the claw arm rather, comes outwards. So once we can get it out, they want us to fold out the claw, fold the claws up, and inside like that. Stay. Stay. Then once that's done, we can reconnect them at the wrist, because the claw arm is going to fold up and connect to this post here behind the other hand. Be careful, you may have to adjust things to line everything up. There we go. Takes a little finagling, but it is doable if you go at it slow enough. Trying to keep him standing. We'll look at the instructions. Hold on a second, I'm getting some bad news on my computer. Hold on. Sorry about that, my viewers. A friend of mine that was planning on meeting me the day this was filmed. Apparently my friend won't be able to make it. Kind of goes along with other sad news. I've heard that a relative of mine that was in a car accident at the time this was filmed is apparently not going to survive his injuries. So, the time I'm filming this, things are not going the best for me, but I am trying to make sure I entertain all of you. So, hopefully this wave of bad things will pass soon. Okay, now to get back onto the transformer here. Alright, we fold it. Once we've got it reconnected here, we're to fold out this piece here. So you can see that's starting to form the front end loader. And we kind of need to turn him around because we're going to fix his legs out like so. So we can get the claws out. Then comes the fun part. We fold in the double set of wheels, but you only do it on one arm. So that way we can shift everything to get clear. Because we also got to shift the wheel towards the back. Because once we get the wheel to the back, we got to rotate the entire section. But also shift the arm so that it fits up front. Shift this piece back here down a bit because there's a post here on the partial wheel and it connects right in here like that. Alright, we're going to do the same thing with the other wheel so that we can start getting everybody into position. Not as easy as it looks. There we go. There we are. Doo-doom. Alright then, once we've got the digger arms into position and the wheels locked into position in the back, all we got to do is fold them down and they attach here at the front. And then of course we just fold it down a bit like so. And then there you have it. Scrapper, of course, is a front end loader, just like he was in the Generation 1 era. Of course, we don't have a specified name for the exact vehicle that he is. But all in all, it's still decent looking. You're certainly not going to be building sandcastles with this guy, but all in all, it doesn't look bad. And it does, surprisingly, he does roll pretty good here on this different table. Okay, now we're going to transform Scrapper here to form the right arm of Devastator. To do that, of course, we've got to separate the claws here at the front. And then for the time being, we also have to separate the wheels from the back. Then he wants to come down here. You make sure this piece is folded out. This little gray piece down here, make sure that's folded out. Then we're going to shift things so that we can bring the separate claws up, like so. And they want us to readjust the wheels a bit. They want us to adjust the wheels because you'll see on the fake wheels also, right above the post, there's a slot. In the fake tire, well, that comes down here and connects to these little posts down here. So you just adjust the wheels to go down there, bringing them inward a bit. And next we're going to take the claw arms, you just rotate them so that they now point in the other direction. Kind of like that. And of course they'll also want you to fold up the claws here on the middle one and separate it so it can be folded down like so. And then lastly we come around back here to the back. You're going to ratchet this down so it's at least sticking out the back. And then there you have it. A pretty simple setup to turn him into the right arm. Looks kind of weird, but maybe it'll look all better when we get ready to put them all together at the end of the month. Now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of Scrapper? As I stated earlier, this one is one that I've had for a little bit. Unfortunately, I still keep screwing up the transformation on him, no matter how many times I practice it. But he is one that I do enjoy. Scrapper was one of the Constructicons I had as a child growing up, so I eagerly jumped at the chance to get this guy when I decided I wanted to try to get the studio figures. I do like how he does pay some homage to his Generation 1 self by being the same type of vehicle. It's a shame, though, that the movies more relegated him to a lower classing than what he was in the original, but it's at least nice to see that they retained at least one member of the team. All in all, a few of them did get carried over, so we can't argue with it too much. His construction, the conversion to change him from a robot to the vehicle, it is a bit of a pain. It is somewhat complicated, but the results are definitely worth it. Getting him over to being the arm, that's a pretty simple conversion, and in a lot of ways I wish that many of them were just as simple to do that with, because let's face it, there are quite a few of these Studio Series toys, and even many of the modern toys, that are a real pain in the butt to transform. So it's nice to see one that is somewhat simple. At any rate, that's my review of the Studio Series Constructicon Scrapper. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, leave me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and join our ranks. Make sure to ring the bell so you'll be notified when we post new content. We also ask that you share this video with your friends and fellow collectors. That helps the channel grow. And also, leave your thoughts about Scrapper in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.